The DC disconnect on and off switch is located on the far left of inverter Vision 1. Next to it are the two input ports for the two MPPT trackers, the battery input, and under this cover is the meter input for recording the grid connection data. Next to this, protected by a small rubber cover, is the antenna for Bluetooth and Wi-Fi connectivity. Above this is the BMS port, which is connected using a prefabricated patch cable that is included in the box. Next to it are the cluster and DRM ports, which we currently don't need to use. To the right is the standard LAN port for connecting the device to the internet using an ordinary LAN cable. The COM dongle is currently unused. Above it is the backup circuit connection port. Unlock, open, and then you can connect your backup line plug. On the far right you will find the AC connector. The inverter's cooling system is on the bottom of the unit. On the right hand side is a small screw connector for the earthing wire. This is the plug for connecting the meter. This terminates the lines of a standard networking cable in the top left pins 1 and 2. Please pay attention to the correct pin assignment. The adapter is clicked into place and the cable bushing is fixed for mechanical strain relief. Just click it into place and you're done. The AC plug is easy for any electrician to connect. N, L and PE are marked. Allow the cover to audibly click into place and secure the cable gland. If the plug needs to be opened again, loosen the screw connection and use the opening tool. This will allow you to push the plug out of the cover again. Afterwards, click in the plug back into place, screw on the mechanical strain relief, plug it in and allow it to engage audibly. The plug for the backup connector also contains the classic screw connections and wiring. N, L and PE are marked. Place the cover over it and fix the cable bushing. Ensure that the plug and sleeve engage correctly. Insert the plug and turn the rotating ring to the right so that it clicks into place audibly. First, connecting the DC cable. Remove the protective caps, then take the crimped DC cables and plug them in accordingly, using the included MC4 Staubli PV connector plugs, or your own provided plugs. The DC cables should click into place. Next, remove the battery connector plugs. The battery connection cable is supplied prefabricated with plugs already attached. Please only use the provided battery connection cables, otherwise you risk breaking the customer's warranty conditions. Take the proprietary connectors and insert them and they should nicely click into place. Next, insert the meter connector, which you have already assembled as instructed. With the cap removed, simply orient and insert the connector and it will also click into place. Remove the small rubber sleeve protecting the antenna screw. Screw on the antenna, which allows the inverter to connect via Bluetooth. The antenna also enables Wi-Fi if absolutely necessary, but a LAN connection is strongly recommended. Next comes connecting the BMS. This cable connects the inverter to the battery and is included with the inverter and labelled accordingly. Push the strain reliever down the cable towards the inverter and screw it into place. Push the cap down the cable and attach to the end of the strain reliever. Next, the LAN cable connection. Open the cover and insert the standard LAN cable. It clicks into place. Next, there are two AC connections, one for mains and one for backup. First, for the backup port, remove the protector by using a screwdriver to push the nose located at the top of the ring down and turn the cover to the left. You can then pull out the protector, which uses a latching mechanism. The same mechanism is also on the AC backup cable plug itself. Don't forget to turn the plug latch back to the right when inserting it to ensure it is locked into place. Now insert the standard AC grid cable and ensure it locks in place. This uses a locking mechanism where you have to press down to reopen it, in case you need to take it off. It should click into position. Lastly, connect the grounding cable. A connection ring lug for this is included. And with that, the inverter is fully connected. A battery vision tower consists of two basic components. First, the top pack, which contains both the battery pack and the battery management system controller, and second, the other packs, which are stacked on top of each other. With a 3-phase InverterVision 3 inverter, the minimum battery tower size is 2 packs plus 1 top pack. The maximum tower configuration is 6 packs plus 1 top pack, for a total of 7 packs. With a single-phase InverterVision 1 inverter, the minimum battery tower size is 1 pack plus top pack, and the maximum tower configuration is also 6 packs plus top pack. To install the battery packs, get the feet out of the top pack box and screw them into a regular pack, using the height-adjustable screw feet so that the pack sits level on the floor. It's important to take the waterproof plug cover out of the top pack box and securely plug it into the bottom tower plug. If you forget to do this, you'll have to disassemble the tower later. Here, we use a tool to measure how far the battery pack is from the wall. The instructions say the battery should be about 38mm from the wall. This ensures there's space to attach the top pack wall bracket to protect the tower from tilting. You can use the screw holes at the side of the bottom pack to see where the bracket will sit. You can now simply begin stacking the packs atop one another, lifting them by the handles. The packs center themselves, and it shouldn't take long to build a full battery tower. A quick tip: if you're working on mounting the inverter at the same time, you can use the second cover to protect the top plug from dust that may damage the connector. You can now attach the wall bracket. Using the 2 screws in the top pack box, fix the bracket to the top left of the tower, using both screws to fix it in place. Position the bracket flush against the wall and fix it into place. Then screw in the locking screws on the side of each pack in the tower. These screws ensure the packs are secure from being lifted apart. Feed the cable into the side of the optional cable cover under the bracket and then plug in the connector. Connect the BMS plug to the top pack. Screw on the mechanical strain relief. Press the connectors for the mechanical strain relief on the battery cables into the corresponding holes and connect the battery cables. Place the cable cover over it and snap it into place. To enable the functionality of the SolarWatt Manager, you need a meter for recording feed-in and grid consumption. Both single and three-phase meters are available, and one of each respective meter is included with each inverter Vision 1 or 3. The three-phase meter, shown in this video, has 3 CT clamps, while the single-phase meter has just one. The meter has a display and connections for voltage measurement and power supply to the device. The buttons on the meter allow you to view instantaneous values, although you do not need them for installation. You do not need to change any settings on the meter. The connections for the transformers and for the connector to the inverter are located on the bottom. The connections for the transformers are clearly color-coded at the end and beginning of the cable and on the device. The current direction is marked on several areas of the transformer so that you can connect the transformers correctly. The transformers can be used up to 100 amps. You will also find the wiring diagram for integration on the side of the meter. Turn the DC switch on the inverter to on. Switch on the line protection of the inverter. The inverter display will now show a startup sequence. On the display is a status LED, a Bluetooth Wi-Fi LED, and an error LED. The buttons are used to navigate up and down, confirm, and back. First, set the country code in the Safety sub-menu. Use the back button to return to the main menu. Then set the date and time in the Date and Time sub-menu using the up, down, and confirm buttons. You must set the correct date and time to ensure the correct monitoring data is sent to the manager. Go back to the main menu with confirm and back. Press the confirm button for 3 seconds and waiting will be displayed. This means the inverter is waiting for the battery to be switched on. Open the flap on the top pack. The flap engages when it is fully opened. The DC fuse, the B start switch, and the main switch are located behind the flap. On the right, you will find the battery charge status and pack operating mode displays. Switch on the DC fuse and press the power button. The inverter will begin communicating. A flashing LED start sequence will begin. The inverter will now begin its self-test routine, which will take a minute. It will start up and begin synchronizing with the grid before entering normal operation. To activate the display lighting, press the confirm button. This next step is only necessary if you're using a 3-phase meter with a single-phase inverter. If this is the case, you must specify the 3P meter CT mode. Use the arrow buttons to call up the settings menu and then the feature sub-menu. In the feature area, use the arrow buttons to select Meter CT, and then Set. Use the arrow buttons to search for the Meter 3P entry, and confirm with Set. Next comes connecting the inverter via Wi-Fi if you have not connected the inverter using LAN. To do this, open the SolarWatt Pro app on your smartphone. In the inverter setup menu, you can find the device via Wi-Fi, establish connection, and integrate the device into the local network using your Wi-Fi SSID and password. To switch off the system, please do so in this order. Press stop on the inverter, press the battery power button, and finally switch off the DC fuse.